This is the topic of refinery configuration, in which we are going to discuss the refinery configuration, the parameters for the refinery configurations, types of refinery configurations and their details. It is one of the very important topic at very initial stage about the refinery configuration. First question is, what is the refinery configuration? So it can be defined as is simply the arrangement of the processes in the refinery to meet the output quality with the available feedstock, keeping in view of all the environmental and economical issues. So it's a very simple definition. It's simply the arrangement of different processes within the refinery to meet our objective, that is output. And this is the parameters on which the refinery configurations depends. Obviously, the refinery location is a very important thing. Sometimes refinery locations changes the refinery configurations. Example is Mathura refinery. In Mathura refinery, due to the pollution and due to the deterioration of Taj Mahal, Mathura refinery have new processes that basically control the emissions and pollutions, atmospheric pollutions. The second parameter, availability of funds for the capital investment, one of the very fundamental in fact parameter. Obviously पैसे रहेंगे तो तभी process लगेंगे हमारे. For example, we are switching from Bharat stage 4 to Bharat stage 6, so we need a huge funds for that one. Maybe जिनके पास नहीं है वो नहीं कर सकते. The third parameter is available of crude oils. So crude oil means their quality किस टाइप का है, heavy crude, lighter crudes, more sulfur basis crude, or some other parameters basically. So obviously if there are heavy crudes, then you have such processes that can deal with these heavy crudes. So parameters is a very important crucial parameter in fact. Product demand. So sometimes on the basis of demand the processes will change. अब हमारे यहाँ अगर डीजल की ज़्यादा डिमांड है तो वी नीड द प्रोसेसेस दैट प्रोड्यूसेस मोर डीजल. कुछ जगहों पे गैसोलीन की ज़्यादा डिमांड है तो दे आर बेसिकली यूजिंग द प्रोसेसेस लाइक FCC एंड अदर प्रोसेसेस दैट प्रोड्यूसेस द मोर गैसोलीन फ्रॉम द सेम क्रूड ऑयल. Then next the product quality requirements, next parameter. So it is also a very important parameter. The next is the environmental regulations and standards, such as in our case we have to limit the benzene concentration, we have to limit the sulfur concentration in the diesel and petrol. For that thing you have to change the configuration of the refinery. Then the market specifications. So market means demand in fact. You have to make the specification. For example, in India, Bharat stage 6, in the US, in some other countries they have their own specifications. Then the requirements for the refined products. So obviously if you are producing any products, the requirement is one of the very important parameter. So you can say in summary, these are the few parameters that is required for the refinery configurations that basically control the refinery configurations, their processes. Now come to the different types of the refinery configurations. So these are the 5 different types of the refinery configurations. Number 1 is a topic refinery, 2 hydro skimming refinery, 3rd is cracking refinery, 4th is coking refinery, and then integrated refinery. So let us take one by one. For example, topping refinery, it's a very simple one, a very fundamental one. It have only the atmospheric distillation column, nothing else, and the products that is taken out from this topping refinery is not the pure one. It's a very very raw type of product. For example, you are not producing the gasoline, you are producing the naphtha. So that is a very simple refinery. Most simplest type of refinery configuration is this one, topping refinery. And if you look closely about the products, for example, there are only one process, that is a distillation unit, atmosphere distillation unit, and the products are LPG and naphtha, not the gasoline. Naphtha, that is important. Kerosene, gas oil, fuel oil, and all these you can see the distributions. Huge amount of the fuel oil are produced here, more than 50%. And if you come to the second one, that is a hydro skimming, is it slightly complex, slightly more having the more processes as compared to the first one, hydro skimming refinery, where we have to produce the gasoline. means you need a naphtha reforming. So we have one more process, that is a naphtha reforming process. Apart from that, we have almost same product pattern except the naphtha one. So if you see that we have now catalytic reforming unit, CRU unit in the process. As the products, only the changes is the gasoline. So apart from the naphtha, we are now producing the gasoline. And if you look here, the CRU is there, gas oil is there, just to desulfurize, just to maintain the quality of gas oil. So it's slightly complex than the previous one, that is a topping refinery, but the product distribution is almost same. Now come to the next one, that is much complex as compared to the hydroskimming, that is called the cracking refinery. In the cracking refinery, there are two important things that is being added here. One is vacuum distillation and the second is the catalytic reforming. So vacuum distillation is added because we need a feed for the catalytic cracking refinery. So vacuum distillation provides the feed for the catalytic cracking reforming. And the main basic activity that is basically highlighted in this cracking refinery is the conversion of fuel oil into the light distillates and middle distillate. And if you look here, so we have two new units, that is a VDU, vacuum distillation units, and fluidized bed catalytic cracking unit. And although the products are same, but their distribution is different. Now the fuel oil, a portion of the fuel oil is converted into the gasoline, into the gas oil, and then the kerosene. So we can say we are now have a higher amount of gasoline and gas oil that is required here. And come to the fourth one, more complex one. So this is a coking refinery, where we are introducing a new process, that is a delayed coking process. And the idea for that thing is also same, to convert the fuel oil into the distillates and petroleum coke. So in this one, the coke process is there, coking process, one more unit operations is there. Although the products are same, but only the fuel oil is converted into the coke, and a very small amount of coke, obviously, because it is converted, the fuel oil is converted into light distillates. And come to the fifth one, that is the integrated refinery. So in integrated refinery, basically the refinery and petrochemical complex, you are merging these two complexes, these two plants into the single one, that is the integrated refinery. Because in the petrochemical, almost all the feedstock are taken from the refinery. That's why it is being merged and taken as an integrated refinery. This is one slide where we can compare the conversion from every configurations. So, and if you look here, the basically focus is given on the fuel oil, because fuel oil is not very much utilized in the market. There is no such high demand, so we need to convert the fuel oil into the value added product like gasoline, like gas oil, like diesel, and all these things. That's why these are the new processes being added here. As far as the refinery layout is concerned, refinery layouts means these are the basic and important categories available here. For example, crude and vacuum distillation unit is the primary unit, and then come to the secondary processing units, where there are so many things, means the processing, the FCC processing, for example, catalytic reforming unit, and so many other units are there. Then bottom processing unit, for example, coking unit, to convert the fuel oil and residue. Then product treatment units, where you have to control the sulfur content, control the other undesirable materials, and then utilities and offshore. So this is a simple layout of refinery, and you can define in so many ways. For example, there is one other way to define the refinery layout is in the defining physical processes and chemical processes. If you look about the physical processes, distillation, solvent desalting, blending, all these are considered as the physical processes, whereas chemical processes, thermal processes, and catalytic processes. In the thermal, visp breaking and coking processes. In catalytic, hydrotreating, catalytic reforming, catalytic cracking, hydrocracking, all these are the examples of the catalytic processes. So in short, this is all about the refinery layout and refinery configuration. Thank you.